minimum pleasure of $4.99. Again, that's button snaps. That's button hyphenated sign snaps.com. That's button hyphenated sign snaps.com. First hot topic of the night. This one is crazy, y'all. A young man from Detroit, Deshaun Flood, who's 37 years old, allegedly found out that all three of his children with his wife happens to be, he's not the biological father of none of the kids, all three kids. And mind you, this is his wife that he's married to. And to his knowledge, he had 3 kids with her. Come to find out, all 3, it's not his. You are not the pappy. So when he found out, he went to the wife's job, cornered her, gun butted her, shot her about 7 times. She did survive, and he's in custody. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Imagine being with somebody. And for fellas, I'm not gonna hold you. This will hurt. I think this will hurt any man. And come to find out, one of the kids may be one of his relatives. So that lets you know that the person that you've been building a life with has been lying to you the whole time. And I'm not talking about all women. I'm talking about this as individual based. I'm very individual based. This is a isolated incident, even though this do happen. Obviously, we got shows like Maury, Paternity Test. Yeah, right? But in this particular situation, build a life with this woman, marry this woman, having all 3 of your children. This lets you know she's been cheating the whole entire time. In order to cheat, the way biology works, as y'all know, you have to have unprotected sex. He could have ended up with a disease. He could have ended up with a whole bunch of stuff. And the fact that she's letting other people cover her, and y'all know what I mean by cover her, unprotected, and she got a whole husband at home, put him at risk. And now that his children, none of the 3 of their children are his biologically. This changes dynamics of everything. So not only you lose your trust, you lose your love, you lose your partner, you lose everything in one fell swoop. You feel betrayed. I can't even imagine the mindset if that was to happen with one child, let alone 3. 3 of your babies, 3 of the children that you think are your babies. Ain't none of them yours biologically. And sources say, well, eyewitness said, she knew what was up when he pulled up. She knew. Because normally, it was different energy. When she seen the look in his eyes, she knew something was up. Something wasn't right in his eyes. So at the end of the day, that betrayal that he felt to go through that and to risk it all, because at the end of the day, it's like, yo, I married you. I'm thinking we got a family, and ain't none of these children mine? That's crazy. That's crazy. So at the end of the day, that's something that, yo, what can you really do as a dude? You know, me personally, I think it's an understandable crash out. It's understandable. It's very understandable. I don't think most men would know how to react in that situation. Seriously, not when you've been taking care of kids, they're part of your life, you thinking that they're your children. And this is your wife. So the fact that she's been cheating the whole time just kind of lets you know, man. And then again, one of the kids is rumored to be one of his cousins. So again, this is Deshaun Flood, 37-year-old from Detroit. And again, he found out all 3 of his children wasn't his. And he tried to take his wife out. And this is his wife. his wife. So at the end of the day, it's crazy. They're still his children. No, they're not. No, they're not. We're not gonna play that game tonight. No, no, no. They're not his children. People like to say, well, they're still your kids. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, no. That's a complete and utter betrayal. You tricked him to being the father. So they're not his children. They're not. Now, if he says, the only way they're still his children, if he says they're his children, you can't just volunteer that. Blood is meaningless. You love those kids. Not true. If blood is meaningless, then we wouldn't care to have our own children. I hear where you're trying to go with it, but nah, that's not gonna fly over here. No, I disagree wholeheartedly. Now, can you love other people's children? Yes, absolutely. A lot of my friends I grew up with have stepdads. Yes, and their stepdads loved them, showed up to all the football games or the basketball games. You know, they withdraw all of us together being loud and rowdy. So yes, but it has to be done honestly. When you do things dishonestly, you can still love the children, but it's a different type of love. What are we talking about? It's a different, because it's not honest. It wasn't a situation where you came to the table with some children, and because I love you, I'm going to love those children. So now those children are mine. You took away my choice. So the only way he sees them children as his, if he says, yo, those still my children. But realistically, they're not. Because they got daddy somewhere and I'm pretty sure if their daddies knew that, that's their children, that they would be there for their kids. Simple and plain. Simple and plain. What you on? Shout out to Basil in the building, shout out to Lucas killing the game in the chat. Kansas, shout out to you. You kind of you gonna abandon your children just because they don't have your DNA. See, now it becomes on the man, right? So it's not on this wife that she did this. It's not on the man to rectify the situation. It's on the mother. So it's not abandoning them, is putting the situation right. You're displacing a family when you put children with somebody that's not inherently theirs. And when you take away somebody's choice from either being there and not being there, then that's not on the person that was lied to. What are you talking about, Kansas? No, you leave her and the kids. It's up to her to take care of the situation. It's up to her. She the one that lied. So now she got to call each one of these kids' fathers or their father and bring the family together. There's no broken home. There's no broken home. They have a father. That's why DNA tests exist. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? That's a lazy narrative. You can't run that narrative over here. And I'm glad you support the show, but I have a screamingly different opinion than you on that. Because the broken part of the family is on the wife. And now it's up to her to fix it. It's not on him to fix it. Those are not his children. So it's not abandoning, it's fixing the family structure. Those kids need to be with their father. Those kids need to be with their parent. Those kids need to be with their biological. If I had a son or a daughter out there and a woman took away my choice by not letting me know, if it didn't matter, then I wouldn't feel a type of way and that child wouldn't feel the type of way. If you woke up tomorrow and you found out that your parents is not your parent and you say, damn, yo, so who's my parent? On one end, you'll be grateful for the parent that you have that loved on you, took care of you, watched you grow. Yes, of course. But you still gonna want to know where you came from. And you still gonna want to know how'd you end up over here then instead of your original. And when you hear that your original didn't even know about you, you gonna feel some type of way to your moms. Like that. I don't let people spin it over here. I don't let people spin it over here. No, 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 no. I don't let people spin it over here. So she need to fix that. So I disagree with you on that. Blood matters, dude. That's a fact. That's a fact. So they agreeing with me in the chat. Blood matters. If blood didn't matter, then it will be it will be a completely different thing. It will really be no need for marriage. Because most people get married to do what? To have children. Why does it matter if they would have their own or they just want to adopt kids? How come most people that get married, why they just don't adopt kids and then and they don't have none of their own kids? That don't make any sense. So blood matters. Lineage matters. Shout out to Butters in the building. What about foster kid? We getting completely off the subject here. We getting completely off the subject here. All kids deserve love. All kids deserve love. That woman, that wife, robbed her kids of a relationship with their real dads. She was trying to keep up an image of being the loving, doting wife, which she is not. So now when he moves on, which he should, after he gets out of jail, because it's a justifiable crash out, she needs to figure out who's the dad, which should be easy because you're not letting a whole bunch of dudes hit you raw and you're married, correct? For all three of your kids, you don't know. If it's not your husband, then you really don't know. What are we doing? So she needs to fix that. It's not on him. All kids deserve love. But we missing the boat when we start asking other questions instead of putting the onus on mom. You can walk away from kids you love. You're not ready to be a father. See, again, I disagree. You're talking to a dad. I may don't look it, but my daughter's 22 years old that I raised. So my mindset is different from yours because, one, you're not a man. You're not a man. And I know what it's like to take care of a child and watch a child grow and build. I watched my daughter live in my home. I took care of my child, custodial parent. What are you talking about, man? My daughter graduated high school in 3 years, top class, top of honors, everything. What are we talking about? Killing college game. What are we talking about? Just because you disagree, don't go out of bounds with it. Don't go crazy. Don't go crazy. You're talking to somebody that actually do this. But again, it's not on the man to fix it. She needs the accountability. He needs to walk away. Those children deserve to be with their actual dad. Period, point blank. What are we talking about? So again, Deshaun Flood, 37 years old, man from Detroit, justifiable crash out. Me personally, I would have handled it differently. You know, I'm not going to let somebody, well, I mean, it is his wife, somebody that he trusts for so long. It's crazy. But, you know, unfortunately, you know, this is a situation that he has to deal with. And fortunately, the mom is still alive after getting shot 7 times. So she has the power to fix the situation by uniting her children with the biological father. What are we talking about? All right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. Damn, that was a hot topic for your ass right there. A new trailer dropped of the movie Him. Fire movie. This movie's gonna be fire. I can't wait